Wow, 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 wow. Making sweeping generalizations is a very, very dangerous thing. Brother, I totally understand your frustration with the black community and the state that we're in and the lack of black businesses. And I agree that before the civil rights movement, the percentages of African American businesses in the country was much higher than it is now. I agree that we have more businesses in our communities. I agree that we had a stronger family base. A lot of things I do agree. But what I absolutely do not agree with is some of the sweeping generalizations you're making about Martin Luther King's comments. Because a lot of things you said, he did not say. I challenge you. Go get the autobiography of Dr. Martin Luther King and actually listen to his speeches. All right? Martin Luther King never said anything about black men should be in the military. We need more black people in the military. Being a person who was completely anti-war and anti-Vietnam, he never supported war in the first place. Also, he never said that being with white people was better. He fought for equality and justice. He never said that white companies need to hire black people. He never said that. What he was talking about was we are American citizens, we are world citizens, so we need to be treated as we are world citizens, as we are American citizens. Therefore, if we are part of the people paying taxes and supporting the government, God damn it, we need some government jobs. He didn't say that all our jobs should be government based, that we should not have our own black businesses. He didn't say, Mr. Charlie, who owns a grocery store down the street, please hire the black people. He didn't say that. In the last speech he gave before he got assassinated, he was there speaking on the people who was working for the sanitation department in Tennessee, in Memphis, and he was speaking on their behalf because of unfair treatment of workers. That was a city situation. He never really talked about private corporations hiring black people. He was mainly focused on the business side, the public sector. Okay, so I mean, you can't blame the situations. But what did happen, I completely agree. What did happen, a lot of our educated brothers and sisters in the 70s took some of these advancements that was made partly because of Martin Luther King, and not just Martin Luther King, but Ralph Abernathy, a whole lot of other people who fought very tirelessly during the civil rights movement. Martin Luther King was not anti being self-sufficient. The only thing he talked about was, in fact, he supported being self-sufficient as a self-sufficient black community. Martin Luther King never said, please let us buy a house in the white side of town. What he said, since when we're downtown, we need to be treated fairly and just. When we are traveling within our same communities, because whether you're in a black community or white community, in a given city or area, you have some common areas that you need to exist in. He talked about fair treatment in those common areas. He never said, Mr. White Church, please open your doors to us. He never said, white people, please come to our church. He never said that. He said, as Americans, at some level, we need to be dealing with each other as brothers and sisters, holding hands, white men, black men, Jews, and Gentiles. If anything, he was talking about coming more together on the economic base, okay? So these sweeping generalizations, young man, I challenge you, please. You can purchase, you can listen online, listen to all his speeches. Even listen to the I have a dream speech. See, have you heard the whole speech? The speech is a beautiful speech. First of all, for those, this just not only goes on to you, brother, but it goes on to everybody. The speech, he never named the speech, I have a dream. You're right about the business people and some of the people who want to infiltrate the black community and sell the black community goods. Yes, they use that speech to say the focal point was for us to all come together, hold hands. That was a very minute part of the speech. I challenge anybody to go listen to that speech. The most important part of that speech is called Let Freedom Ring. Let Freedom Ring was the most repeated statement in that entire speech. Not let's have a dream. Let freedom ring. Let freedom ring. Let freedom ring. Okay? The beginning of the speech was the most powerful. For all you parents who every Martin Luther King Day have your kids remember that last part of the I Have a Dream speech? No. Let them remember the first part of the I Have a Dream speech. When Martin Luther King talks about the Declaration of Independence, talks about how we, the Negroes, have been written a bad check. Talk about how the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, was our check, but how the check has become void. And when we go to cash our check for freedom, justice, and equality, it comes back insufficient funds, and how he says we refuse to believe that the vault of justice and equality is bankrupt. We refuse to believe it. He says in that speech that we have come here today to cash our check. Please listen to the speech. He talks a lot in a letter to the Birmingham jail. Listen to the speech. Read the speech. He talks about just law and unjust law. Martin Luther King laid the foundation. He was a very astute man. Now, I understand what you're saying, brother. I truly, truly understand. But listen to the speeches, man. Listen to the speeches. Read the speeches. Read any speech. What you're saying, Martin Luther King said, being with white people are better. He did not say that. Now, I totally agree with you. We as an African American community, we see I Have a Dream, and we see, okay, we need to get what the other people have. We need to get what this people have. But that's not what it's about, man. That's not what it's about. Please, come on, let's read. Let's listen. Now, if you're just listening to what everybody else has said, instead of doing your own research, I can see how you come to that conclusion. Come on, brother. Let's step it up now. Come on, let's step it up. I challenge you, brother. I challenge you. Go ahead. Do your research. He never said anything of the things that you said. Okay? He fought for equality and justice and the treatment and the equal opportunity when it comes to being an American citizen. And we are citizens. Okay? Yes, I agree that many times we as the African American community now think that the government jobs are the only opportunity we have. But that's not his fault. Okay? His work wasn't complete. Yes, maybe you're right. Maybe they did kill him before his work was complete. But don't blame our situation on Martin Luther King. He's the last person need to be blamed. You know, maybe we should be blaming our granddaddies and grandparents or whoever. But don't blame him. Listen to the speeches. He was quite the revolutionary. And he was the revolutionary from day one. Okay? Okay? So, this is, I had to answer. Had to get off my chest. All right. Peace and blessings to you. Education first, talk later.